Hello, folks. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Plucking Petals podcast with James and Kyle. As always, I am Kyle.
And I'm James.
As we go a little something like, little something like this.
It's all about the good, bad, love, hate.
How are you doing, good sir?
Man, the weather has been crazy. It has been
How
playing
so?
havoc on my sinuses.
Okay.
It is just bouncing all around. It's like a beautiful fall day out there right now.
It is.
It is January 20-something.
28th. My
Yeah.
phone says 28th.
Yeah, I nailed it.
Yeah.
So, planet's dying. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. All humans must shed their mortal coils. Why not the Earth go along with the same process? It is called Mother Earth for a reason.
Okay.
Why not have the same concept? I don't know. I don't understand.
That's fine.
What's going on? How was your weekend?
No, it was good. Chill. Hung
That's
out
good.
with your roommate on Friday. Saw you
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah. You
then
came out with us afterward and whatnot, so that's
Played some
cool.
D&E. Played some. I got Monster Hunter World. Just
Okay.
Killing big monsters with an axe that turns into a sword.
How many monsters have you killed in the world?
I think only like 4 different kinds. I've only played it for like 2-3 hours, but
How
I had a
long
good
is this
time.
game supposed to be?
No idea.
Okay, that's good. It's not a bad thing. I started playing that Sea of Thieves game this weekend a little bit.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. No, I didn't see anyone on. James kept trying to get me to get it.
Yes.
I just never got around to it.
So yeah, he got. You can still play it today if you pre-order it, or if you got. He gave me like a link to join like their insider program. So I did that. I've been playing that. That game is fun. You cannot play that game by yourself.
No,
That would be the
it
most
seems-
boring bull, and it's hard. There's
So
a lot of
explain
stuff.
the game to people.
So Sea of Thieves is basically an open world pirate game where you can go on missions to get treasure, and you have a ship and you have to like man the ship. So you have someone that's driving and someone that's looking at the map. You have someone who's setting the sails, doing all the calibration and stuff like that. Also, it's open world. So you can get pirates that come over, and let's just say you worked super hard on like an hour and a half on a chest, and you're going back to try to sell it, and the ship runs into you, and they board your ship and take it. That's just something that just happens.
Yep.
And you can fire, you can fight them. It's a little silly. It's a little tongue in cheek kind of deal. The shading on it, it looks a little
It's got
cartoony.
a cartoony, artsy style.
Yes,
yeah.
it does. But I like it. I thought it was fun. I have a feeling that I'm not completely sold on it yet. I may wait till the game officially comes out and seeing like reviews and stuff like that. But I feel like that game is super heavily dependent on if you have friends that are gonna play it with you. Because I think I tried it one day for like half an hour by myself or just with another random person, and it wasn't fun. It's fun when you're all freaking out because you don't know where the fuck you're going and you're trying to get a chest somewhere.
I have that
Like,
experience with PUBG. Like I've
Yeah.
never really played without a full squad.
exactly.
And after all the Rainbow Six Siege I've been playing, it just makes PUBG kind of feel bad. Like,
Yeah.
the movement and the hit registration is just not great.
I watched Donkey's Rainbow Six Siege video the other day
From the beta,
Yeah. And boy, this game has come a long way.
I've heard it is the best it's ever been right now.
Oh, most definitely. They really spruced it up. But yeah, so I've been playing that, just been streaming that all weekend and whatnot, trying to do a bit of that. Jason and I played some PUBG on Saturday, but I do miss Siege. So we'll have to play some Siege again soon.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about this is kind of an interesting episode in the fact that
Just
normally
the two of us.
it's just two of us. Normally we
doing a
do
problem. Yeah.
normally we do like a guest that has a problem, but I felt like when we do guests from now on, I just let them choose what they want to do. Some people want to do a like, some people just want to bitch for a while.
We talked about pizza for 45
we
minutes.
talked about
yesterday
pizza
with
for 45 minutes, and
I
that
said
was
yesterday, but I meant a
that's
week ago
fine.
with Lisa Perrin.
And that was a blast. I enjoy pizza. I had pizza after that, so I was pretty happy with my life. But now we're going to talk about problems with just your favorite podcast boys, James and Kyle. So, James, what is your problem for this week?
My problem for this week is zebra mussels.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, the jokester in me wants to say that these are just muscles inside of a zebra, but I have a feeling that's unless a zebra kicked your dad, I don't think that's
Yeah.
actually what it is.
If you could have stuck the joke, I would have played along. But
I
yeah.
know I couldn't. There wasn't a lot of for me to hang out on.
So this is going to be a little bit of a book report.
Okay.
Of I've been.
Do you have a
reading-
PowerPoint presentation to go
No,
along with this book report?
I don't.
Okay.
I have a podcast to go along with it.
Hey, nailed
There we
it.
go. So this is I've been reading, or rather listening to, The Death and Life of the Great Lakes by Dan Egan.
Okay.
And I just kind of never really understood how completely fucked they were.
Okay. Like still fucked, or they've always been
still
fucked?
They haven't always been fucked. So for like 10,000 years, they were kind of like, after the last ice age went away, the glaciers receded, and like the glaciers made these giant holes then that the glacial ice melted in, and those are our Great Lakes.
Okay.
So they were kind of completely isolated for a long time. So they became what's called evolutionarily naive.
Okay.
So, in the ocean, it's open. It's a constant system. You have to always be ready for an invader, and there's like a balance to things.
Yeah.
But like microcosms like this, if a new thing shows up, they can just ravage it.
Okay.
And that's what's been happening to the Great Lakes. So
Okay, because it's technically far behind where it doesn't have that kind of system in place.
it's not the right way to describe it. It's just, the way that nature works is it gets used to the environment it's in. And in this isolated system, it was used to that environment. It wasn't used to change. It wasn't used to like constant pressure.
Okay.
So it just kind of created its own little ecosystem, but it's very fragile from foreign invaders. So it started, they were just trying to make the Great Lakes like a shipping channel like the Mediterranean Sea.
Yeah.
So they connected it to the
How
ocean.
did that work out?
Pretty bad, actually.
I am sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
Great Lakes.
so what happened was they made it really small because they wanted it to be cheap. They thought it was going to be great. Navigating it was terrible. Right after they finished it, people kind of invented these standard shipping containers so boats could get like way bigger. So like none of those boats could go into the Great Lakes anyway.
Damn
so
it.
Didn't work out.
How great are these Wait, why are they called Great Lakes? Do you have an answer for me for that one?
Yeah, they're like gigantic freshwater bodies. That's not really seen like that.
And that's why they're great.
Yep.
Okay, cool. I'm just curious. That could all be a lie right now, and I've been like, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Please continue. Sorry.
Everywhere else in the world, a lake you can like basically see across. They look kind of like oceans. You can't see the other side.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So they were dominated. Top of the food chain used to be these things called lake trout.
Okay.
So the first thing that showed up and killed them all were sea lampreys.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
What are those?
They are like eels. They have big teeth. They spend 5 years just living in rivers, and then they go out into the lake for 2 years where they just kind of latch onto the belly of fish.
Oh my god.
They have big teeth, and they secrete a protein that prevents coagulation. So they basically just latch onto a fish and just let it bleed into its mouth until it's full.
Wow.
And that kills lake trout.
Can that hurt humans? Do they attack humans?
They do attach humans, but all you have to do is get out of the water. They just let go. Yeah.
What a loser. What a loser.
And
Not
fish,
that evolution.
Unfortunately, a fish doesn't have that option.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, it does. It just has to either get caught or get lucky to die. So it's going to die either way.
So the sea lamprey problem, they kind of found a solution for the most part.
Okay.
It's still expensive. It's ongoing, but they basically just found a poison that doesn't really hurt fish.
Okay.
It just kills the sea lampreys when they're still in the rivers.
Cool.
So their population was pretty much reduced by a lot.
Okay.
And then so they're like, hey, we got the sea lampreys under control. Let's try and get lake trout back. Let's try and get the Great Lakes to their national settings. And this is a gross
Make lakes great again.
This is a gross oversimplification, but some guy was just like, nah, fuck that shit. Let's make this a sport fishery, and just stocked salmon in the Great Lakes.
Really?
Yeah. So for a while, a few decades ago, like the Great Lakes used to be some of the best salmon fishing in the world because it was just filled with salmon.
Yeah. And
There's
they reproduce rather quickly, do they not?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there was, after the sea lampreys killed the lake trout, these little river herrings called alewives came in, and there was just a shitload of these small little bait fish.
Okay.
So it was the perfect environment for salmon. There's like lots of salmon food running around. So it just made, fucking fishing for salmon really fun.
Slamming
to the point
salmon.
that even though alewives were an invasive species, they were such good salmon food that as their population started to die, people were like, save the alewives, even though they're an invasive species. They push perch and walleye and stuff out. But I
do like perch.
Yeah.
I can't think of last time I had walleye.
Oh,
though.
dude, it's so good.
I'm sure it is. But I do like a good perch. It's easy and relatively affordable fish. So I like it. Keep going.
So for a while, we had these great sport fisheries. The recent point we're like in Lake Huron. They're like, we have to stock salmon every year. We think maybe like 10% of them will, reproduce wildly. But, it's basically us stocking them that are what's
Okay.
So they did a survey and found that like 90% of the fish in Lake Huron actually were like born in the rivers and not in the hatcheries.
Oh.
And then all of a sudden it collapsed horribly. Oh, my mom's calling.
Aw.
Yeah. A bunch of actual great salmon fisheries, Lake Ontario, more Lake Huron, Lake Michigan. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden they all just started dying out.
Okay.
So what was happening was zebra mussels made it over.
Okay.
The zebra mussels were filtering out all the plankton from the water, which fed the bait fish, which fed the salmon.
Ooh.
So there was, our Great Lakes River caught fire, Cuyahoga River,
Yes,
famously.
it did.
And, people think of just like the last fire, but it had been catching fire for about 100 years. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't until the last one, finally, the rest of the country noticed. And that's when the Clean Water Act happened. But the Clean Water Act had one big fault.
Okay.
And that was it didn't restrict ballast water on boats coming in from the ocean.
Gotcha.
So ballast water is how ships like add weight to themselves when they're not full of cargo.
Okay.
So the way it just works is they take it in wherever they are, full of all the life in it. Then they would just go into the lakes, pick up their cargo, and dump it out.
Oh.
So there's been a ton of invasive species from like water fleas, blood shrimp, and then zebra mussels are the most damaging one.
What's a blood shrimp?
I'm not sure.
Oh my God, I want to try it.
I
I'm
don't
sure
think
it's probably
good.
not. Yeah,
Yeah, if
I
it was
doubt it's
delicious,
good.
it would be like, oh, and we have great.
We got this regular dumbass shrimp, and then we got this sweet blood shrimp.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So zebra mussels are a horrible problem because they like stick to things. You pull buoys out.
Are those like the
bottom of
barnacle? Are they similar to like a barnacle then?
boats. They're like hard. They calcify a shell. They're actually a mussel. They look like little striped rocks. That's why they're called zebra mussels.
Okay.
So the devastation they wreak is twofold. One is lots of factories and stuff need water coming in.
Gotcha.
So a zebra mussel makes it in their little intake valve. All of a sudden they have a steady supply of water going over them, plankton. So they just establish there.
Yeah.
And just like completely stop water intakes because you just have like these basically rocks in there.
Gotcha.
And the other thing they do is they're eating all the plankton.
Okay.
So
which is screwing up the bait.
Yeah, the ecosystem.
Okay.
So Lake Michigan right now is basically just a big zebra mussel and
Factory.
There's a related mussel called quagga mussel. Quagga is a type of right.
Everything good?
Yeah, everything's good.
Okay,
My
so I wanna
parents
make
are
sure.
back from Michigan.
Cool.
Yeah.
So your parents come back from Michigan. Did they pick up mussels on the way back?
No.
Okay, cool.
All right,
so make sure.
Go from here. So what's happening is there's zebra mussels and the related quagga mussels, which is named after a type of now extinct zebra, which can survive at lower depths. Mm-hmm. The two of them together have like totally wrecked Lake Michigan. So right now the water is clearer and bluer than it has ever been. You can see further down than ever before.
Yeah.
Because there's no damn living things in it. Like,
Ooh.
yeah.
That's bad news.
Yeah.
So they have clean water in the Great Lakes, but they don't have in Michigan in general. They don't have clean water anyways. So
that is actually crazy to think about that I didn't put that two and two together.
Yeah.
They do have a source of some of the cleanest water just north of them, and people.
But is it usable
Oh, but it's
though?
being contaminated by lead. Yeah, it's completely usable. But
Yeah.
the Flint, Michigan problem is just the piping, I believe. Yeah, it's not the water source.
Gross.
Yeah, but yeah, so like fishing is awesome, and
Yes, it
having stuff that isn't wrecked by little rocky mussels is awesome. So.
And you didn't go fishing this weekend at all?
No, I mean, it's winter. I don't really go.
Gotcha. So what do we do in the book? Did it have a solution?
I don't know.
Do we take a big hose and we like siphon the water out like you do gas, and then you just pick up all the mussels?
Drain the lake, get all the mussels
you
off
drain
and put all the water back.
you drain it, and then you put them in a stew. I don't know. Can you eat them? Should you eat them? That is the
so.
question.
I actually
you can
don't-
eat anything you want.
I don't know.
But the should aspect is probably the right question I should be asking.
My guess is if that was a solution, it probably would have been pitched and done already. So there's like,
That's a valid point.
in the oceans, lionfish right now are kind of an obnoxious invasive species.
I've heard about this
Yeah,
from
Jimmy Buffett.
Jimmy Buffett
Yeah.
himself, the man.
Yeah. So what they're doing is, if you are skilled enough chef, now the reason the lionfish is dangerous is it's got venomous spines on the outside.
Gross.
So like preparing the meat itself is not venomous. It's the actual act of preparing it.
Yeah.
That is, because the chef or whoever's preparing it could
Could
sting
die.
himself. Yeah. But if you know how to do that, lionfish is actually, you can make pretty tasty meals out of it.
Gotcha.
So that's why they're like, hey, let's just like eat them. So that's why Jimmy Buffett's advocating really hard for, here's a way we can control the lionfish population. Is just make
straight
them
up,
something people want to eat.
Straight up murder.
Yeah.
Put them
Nom
on
'em.
put them on a nice spinach,
Yeah.
maybe puree in some capacity. I just don't. Isn't it pufferfish is the other one that has the venom stuff in it?
Yeah, they are. That is, if you prepare it wrong, you can actually die.
Yeah.
I don't know specifically where.
That's risky. I don't know if I can. I like trying random foods a lot. I think it's fun and part of life that I enjoy. I don't know if I could even trust someone cooking a pufferfish. What if the guy had a bad day? What if he's looking at his phone? I'm dead because of that text message. I don't want to be part of that.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. Yeah.
I want to try it. That'd be great. But I think I would have to sit there next to him and watch him cook it for me to eat it.
But I don't even know enough to know, is that the poisonous bit?
Exactly. Is it the eye that's the bad? Tell me the bad parts of this. Shit. I have to do a lot more research. And at the end of the day, I don't think it'd be worth it. So, is there something that could kill the mussels?
So there's...
Or are they the lowest part of the
I don't there's
ocean
not really good
world?
answer yet. There's also little gobies infecting the lakes now that came from the same place as zebra mussels because they eat zebra mussels and there's a lot of food. But
What's a goby?
it's a tiny little fish. It's
Okay.
got some teeth that just can pull the mussel open and eat it.
Really?
But they suck. It's not a good...
It's not a good
Yeah.
solution. It's like hiring a mercenary. It's yeah,
I don't... But yeah, it's just not
okay.
a good situation going on in our lakes.
That makes me sad because I like fish.
Yeah.
I don't really like going to those lakes. They're real gross. Our lake is gross.
It's better than it's been in a long time.
This is true.
Yeah.
It's still not great though, but I mean, it is what it is. Can you technically fish in those still?
In what?
The Great Lakes.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make
There
sure.
still is fishing industries. I go walleye fishing, a charter, usually once a year with my dad and
Gotcha.
my
I
brother.
didn't know that
Yeah.
over the years they changed what regulations are because things are evolutionarily changing.
A lot of it is stock though. The fishing for anything native is all but defunct.
Gotcha.
It's so the walleye are stocked, the perch are stocked, the steelhead are stocked.
Yeah.
And so maybe there is some natural reproduction, but it's mainly because fish farms are putting them there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now with the fish farming and hatcheries, do we have those around here, or do they import the fish from somewhere else?
Well, I mean, they got to be on the bodies of water, but I don't specifically know where any are.
I don't even know how do you know how that works?
Not really.
Because
I haven't looked that much into it.
That's crazy that we were just you know what? We're just gonna have this farm. It's like a poke center. It's just
Yeah.
you guys just keep making salmon. I guess that's fine.
So it's not the same as the farmed salmon in the sense that we raise them to then let them go be not
Salmon.
really wild, but
Yeah.
versus just you basically grow them like a crop.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I had no idea about this kind of stuff because I just go to the grocery store and I go, I would like this fish, please, and then they go here, and then I give them money and that's it. No one at the Giant Eagle has ever mentioned a zebra mussel before, so maybe it's an underground secret that you blew off. You blew up this thing. What is the book that you're referencing again?
The Death and Life of the Great Lakes.
Are you done with it?
No, I'm a little more than halfway through, but he's done with zebra mussels, unfortunately, and there's no good solution there.
Is each chapter just this is
A different way it's
yeah,
fucked. Yep.
Yeah.
Right now he's
Oh,
talking about
boy.
Asian carp and how that'll wreck shit too.
Are those the carp that just look like really big goldfish?
And
And they have those big old mouths and they just keep flapping
actually
away?
a surprisingly small mouth. There's this weird thing they have that when a motorboat goes by, they jump out of the water.
Ooh,
And
why
so
is
there's
that?
YouTube videos, I don't really know, of just people wearing hockey gear with spikes on it, and they're just driving a boat by, and carp are jumping out of the water, and they're
man.
just clubbing them and
Can
impaling
that be
them.
part of your charter? I don't know how I feel about hitting a carp with a baseball bat though.
They're a horrible invasive species, though. I don't remember specifically why they brought them over to the United States in the first place, but they tried to do stuff in lakes they weren't really establishing, so they're just fuck it and let them go.
Yeah.
And they got into the Mississippi River,
They're
I
we
believe.
can't keep you
and
anymore.
then all of a sudden they just flourished and are swimming north and they're being found in the Great Lakes.
So
and they're-
kind of like the deer population around here, they have groups that go out and kill the deer because there's too many of them. Do we have the same people that are killing fish like this?
I think so, but I mean, it's deer is more about keeping that population in balance. Because
Yeah.
it's I know part of the problem is if you on a natural habitat you go, you kill wolves, so the deer hunting's better. If there's too many deer, they eat all the food, and then everything on that forest dies.
Okay.
It's just like you got to keep that balance.
So we're playing God. We're playing God for deer and for carp. What other ways have we fucked with this book then?
I mean, those were the big ones.
Two bigger.
Yeah. But
Is the last chapter it just says people, and then that's it. That's just the chapter title.
It's basically saying like this is all our own fault because we
yeah.
dredged the seaway, and then even when like the river started catching fire, we passed the Clean Water Act. We're like, yeah, but who gives a shit about ballast water? So yeah, we stopped like just dumping raw gasoline into it. It's not flammable anymore. But
yeah,
like,
good for us. We
any
did
kind
it.
of biology from like across the world was being dumped in there for a long time.
I feel like this author, what's his name?
Dan Egan.
He just like walks around with this book and just gives people and just says, "I told you so." he feels like to me he's one of those guys. Like
I
I've been
don't
telling
know
you this
about
for
that, but there are
years.
sections in the book where like he used the metaphor of the Cuyahoga catching fire, and he was like in 1868. People are like, hey, this river is going to catch fire. Oh, the river caught fire, and it was catching fire for 100 years, and finally one of them got their attention. Let's do something. So he brought up that like people for decades before the first zebra mussel was found in 1988 were like, hey, zebra mussels could probably get in here and fuck shit up.
Yeah.
And then it happened.
Well, they're too busy with like what's like an 1860s disease? Scurvy? Is scurvy still a thing back then? I don't know. They have other things that are trying to worry about just surviving a day to day and living over the life expectancy of 42 maybe. I don't even know what the life expectancy is. Where can you find this lovely material book?
I'm listening to it on Audible, but we're not sponsored, so
that's fine. I'm just asking. Is it him reading it or is it someone?
No, it's someone else.
So like Poseidon or something?
Yeah, Poseidon. They got the actual Poseidon to narrate the book.
I want a whole chapter where they just make a fish narrate it, and it's just wrong. But that's what I want. Let's talk about what millennials are ruining. Mm-hmm. You sent me an article. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
It says, which makes me sad, but it says millennials are killing Costco, apparently.
Apparently.
Do you want to take the reins on this one?
Just for me, that thing that made it stick out was how goddamn smug some of the writing was. But that just is how it seems to go.
Okay. Well, first off, you pulled this from comonews.com.
Actually, Google sent it to me.
Oh, did they?
It's got like that feed of like, here's stuff about Dark Souls and whatever and fishing.
How'd you get? So
I don't know.
Your Google alerts are Dark Souls, fishing, and then Costco?
Well, it was like, I think because we were looking for the millennial articles before. It's like, here's another thing millennials are killing.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So it's basically saying, but apparently us millennials just can't get enough of online shopping. And then according to a Washington Post article, as more of Americans buying shifts online, some retail analysis say warehouse clubs may be largely left behind. And the main culprit behind it, millennials.
Oh, man, we totally screwed up. Do you have a Costco membership?
I don't.
I do.
Are we close to a Costco?
No.
See, that's
the other thing. Where we are right now, our location, they're both about 25, 30 minutes away. There's one the one by Rocky River area. That's probably the closest one. So that's like 15, 20. And then that other one is in Strongsville. That's the other close one.
I really appreciate them as a business, and if I were close to one, I would have a membership. It is
like
just
it.
a proximity thing.
I like it.
I hear they pay, or at least at some time ago, they paid their employees very well.
Yeah.
Their quality was good. Mm-hmm. A guy from work brought in some of their coffee, and I was surprised by how much I liked it.
I like it. So like the problem with their thing, like, well, millennials buy everything online. It's like, well, the one thing that they haven't gotten around to doing correctly, at least with Amazon, is toiletries and food. Like they do like the pantry thing, but like there's other rules within Amazon Prime to do pantry right. You have to have like certain things set up for it, and it's a whole thing. Maybe it's easier. I haven't checked in a while, but I love going to Costco and buying a huge thing of toilet paper, a huge thing of paper towels, a huge thing of just products like that. Because I'm like, okay, I'm good for 6 months, maybe. And also, if you're a Costco member, also, we are not sponsored by Costco, but if you're a Costco member, they have gas there that is always significantly cheaper than everywhere else. Mm-hmm. So when I lived with my parents in Strongsville, when it's right down the street, I would only go there for gas. It was great, and I like their hot dogs. Hot dogs are awesome.
Yeah, and I heard their meatballs are pretty good too.
Meatballs are good. I like their pizza. I'm not super picky when it comes to food, but it's just I like bulk shopping because it makes me feel like I don't have to go out every day to buy more stuff. So, especially when I was doing like meal prep, like they have like chicken, they have like everything there. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. They got them Kirkland jeans. You get a pair of good jeans,
Yeah.
and I don't know. Makes me sad. We're not
is.
around one.
So here's another. So this Como News article seems to be kind of on our side with it, and it's just tearing this Washington Post article apart.
Yeah.
So from the Washington Post article, it's like, Gen Z and millennials have no patience for trip to Costco and their ilk, and instead use all their goods online using their smartphones.
Oh darn, we're making
So
it
in other
easier.
words, it wasn't physical proximity or access to warehouse stores that were keeping customers away, but rather a lack of willingness to shop for toilet paper and dish soap in person, is what the Post article says. So this lady was just like, yeah, millennials maybe like Costco, but have difficulties justifying buying a year's worth of toilet paper in their tiny ass apartments, and they
That's
need
true.
to like use their parents' membership to go. Like,
I'm glad that I have a basement that I could store that in, because a normal apartment like that stuff, when you buy in bulk like that, it's nuts.
Yeah.
It's too much. It's too much to have. So I get it, but also, have you ever been to Costco when it's really busy?
yeah, once or twice.
It is not fun. It is. I thought
The
a
lines
regular.
are super long.
They're super long, even though they're usually fast on the checkout and whatnot. Everyone.
The quantities people are buying, though, it's like, so even though you have a fast
Exactly.
cashier, it's got to ring up like $300 worth of goods.
Exactly. On top of all the carts are bigger because they want you to buy more stuff and whatnot, and it just takes up lanes. People can't walk. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, it is.
It's just I don't want to go there normally, so I go there now probably maybe like once or twice a year. It's just out of the way, and it makes me sad because I like that place. And you get free samples on Saturdays.
So it's not even that you have to pay a membership fee. If I
No.
was close to one, I probably would, like I said. But with Amazon's membership fee, you get movies. I've been streaming the Hannibal TV show.
Yeah, is that
recently.
any good?
It's alright.
Okay.
I'd recommend it, but
I-
not like don't go out of your way for it.
I saw the Sounds of the Lambs. That's all I know. So it's based off that,
based on
correct?
that, yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure.
I did like the movie with Edward Norton. It's like a prequel of those called Red Dragon. a
Oh,
lot.
okay. Yeah, I only saw Sounds of the Lambs like a couple of years ago for the first time. So I thought it was
Anthony
fine.
Hopkins is such a good actor.
He's
though.
great. He needs to be in more things. I wish Westworld would come back because he's
It is
great in
coming
that
back,
movie.
but I
It
don't
is.
know if he's coming.
I don't know
Yeah.
either. And we'll see what happens. But I know they had to push back production because of the wildfires over there and stuff like
Gotcha.
that. So yeah, Costco's a thing. I have my Costco membership. This would have been a good segue, but my wallet's over there.
That's fine.
I have
It's
a
not like
Costco
anyone would have
membership.
seen it anyway.
That's fine. Hey, guess what? I got my wallet.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
pulled it
Kyle
out. Guess
got
what?
it.
Oh my god, is that a Costco card? Kyle's got a Costco card. So my problem for this week is losing your wallet.
Yep.
So have you ever lost your wallet before?
Yes.
Like legit lost
Yes.
it? Okay.
I was
can
in
you
high
explain?
school the last time I did. I think it was probably like stolen, but
Okay.
I didn't have that much in it. Like I wasn't even driving yet. My petty cash was not that much, but like just to lose all that stuff was very obnoxious.
Exactly. So I did trivia the other day, as I do every week at the Terrestrial Brewing. And I was talking to some friends afterwards, and I had my wallet in a bigger coat, but I was like moving equipment, so I wasn't wearing the coat or whatever. And I got home and I didn't have my coat
didn't
because
have-
I put it down talking to other people and just left. And I'm like, oh, it's cool. Like, I don't have it. Like one of my friends grabbed it. I'm like, cool, I'll see you in a couple days or whatever. I'll come pick it up. And then I realized that it had my wallet in it. And I'm like, I need that immediately. It's almost like losing your phone. It's like losing your phone. It's like you need it.
That's why I use a wallet phone case. So
So you lose it.
all or
you
nothing,
lose,
baby.
You lose it, but I like your
No
gambling
half
lifestyle.
measures,
No
yeah.
half measures, not at the least bit. So it just, and it reminded me that I only lost my wallet one more time when I was like a teenager. I'm sure it had a little bit of money in it, but it had like my IDs, and I think it had like a social security card in it at the time. Like, and that's a whole process to get all that shit back. I remember having to go to the Social Security office and sit in line for like 2 hours to get another card when it could have obviously been online. But so I have a list of, Let me find this info.
So did you get your wallet back though?
Yes, I did.
Oh.
Yeah, I got my wallet back. It was there. I also don't I don't keep like cash on me normally. If I do keep cash, I have like one of those small wallets that just holds cards in it because I'm like
Yep.
I'm not gonna deal with that. I'm trying to find this infographic that I grabbed. Yes. So these are the most common items that get misplaced at least once a week. Can you just? This is all household, by the way.
Car keys, glasses, TV remote, wallet, phone. That's all I can think of. Headphones.
Okay. Well, which one? Those are all on this infographic.
Oh, I'm sure they are.
Which is crazy. What do you think is the most missing in action, as they call it?
Keys.
Keys? Okay. Actually, apparently, it's the TV remote, which is 45%. The car and household keys are 28%. A wallet is 20. Glasses are 27. Phones are 33.
Why is this not in descending order? You made a bad list website.
I know. Well, they give this bad infograph, and it's like it's all over the place.
Yeah.
They made it funky. But I'm trying my best not to lose things. I feel like nowadays I'm getting a little better at it. I try to keep everything in the same kind of place.
Well, that's what. All right, you gotta talk about your pocket setup, man.
Yeah,
that's
okay.
how I know I've got everything because it's just like I stand up and I don't feel the weight on my thighs. I'm like, oh, I'm missing something.
I do a check. I pat my front pockets and then my back pockets. I do it looks like I'm doing starting like a jig. It's dun dun, and then I don't know. I have a rhythm to it.
You got it, then.
Yeah,
that's how
you saw it.
It's a pattern. Yeah.
Yeah, it's real, and it's now because it's cold and whatnot. So I wear I have a jacket, and then I have a coat. So sometimes I'll put my wallet or phone in different places just because it's convenient, and then I forget. And it's an indescribable feeling when you pat yourself for something and it's not there.
Oh yeah.
You get this
Panic.
that sharp, it's like every horror movie jump scare all at once in your mind.
And that's why it's so ingrained in me when I cross a threshold that if I'm talking on the phone when I'm getting ready to go somewhere, there's invariably a moment of panic where I'm like, I don't have my phone. Because it's not where it should be.
What are you gonna do? It's scary.
And it's I've on the phone before to the person. I'm like, oh, hang on a sec, I can't find my oh.
You're like, oh wait, hold on.
I'm dumb.
Apparently, it says, I hate this. This is from bigskinny.net. It's how many wallets are stolen each year. Though no official surveys have been done on this topic, it is believed that around 1,000 purses and wallets are stolen every 2 minutes in the U.S. If this estimate was accurate, that means just under 300,000 wallets are stolen every year in the U.S. alone.
Damn.
Which is nuts.
That's 10% almost of the population a year getting their wallet stolen.
I find this to be interesting.
No, wait, that's not right. 300,000, 300 million.
I don't want to.
0.1. Yeah,
I'll give it to you.
I messed up.
My math lifestyle is not where it should be. Psychologists have discovered that the key to getting your stolen wallet back has everything to do with the pictures that are in the wallet. The sources say that you have an overwhelming high return rate of stolen wallets if there is baby pictures in there for emotional response, which is nuts.
It's like
I'm gonna have
now there's
so many baby pictures.
Yeah,
in my
but it's
now.
Okay, should I put a baby picture in my wallet? Or is it just weird if someone sees me? It's like, why are you carrying around a picture of a baby you don't have kids?
Exactly. Oh boy. Yeah. And then you'd be like, then you just show them this article, and then you have to print that article out for it or whatnot. And they also obviously say that that keeping your wallet in your front pocket is obviously the best for pickpocket standpoints.
Really?
So yeah.
In the front is better than the back for a pickpocket?
No, sorry, for it to not be pickpocketed.
Oh, I was gonna say, it seems like because you got eyeballs on that side of your body.
Yeah, you got eyeballs in the front of your body. Oh, weird. That's so weird.
So do you, Kyle? You just do everything backwards.
I can't help it. That's just part of my lifestyle. Yeah, I just don't. I just don't. It scares me that like when I lose like a credit card or something, or it's like not in the right pocket.
I know
like-
it's a big, especially like European. If you go travel Europe, a lot of the touristy spots are notorious for.
Oh yeah,
pickpockets,
for sure. That's why I do like the front pocket thing. I normally, this is for all those pickpockets out there, I normally have my wallet in my back pocket. That's fine.
I've never kept
Come and get
anything
it.
in the back pocket of my pants.
Really?
I don't know why,
Huh.
but I just never got in the habit. It's just like I feel like you sit on it.
Yeah.
I don't want to sit on my phone or my wallet or especially my keys.
Yeah, so my keys are normally in my jacket. My phone is normally in my front pocket. I'm used to that. And then my wallet, because it's kind of slim, I guess I can sit on it and not have a problem with it. But I used to have like one of those dumb, bulky, like tri-fold wallets.
That I have 90 million cards in.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like a goddamn card shark with one of those things. But I don't have that anymore. So, because I used to not be able to sit on those because it's like, well, now I feel like I'm like just crooked sitting
It
the whole
probably
time.
hurts your back. I bet it does serious damage.
It probably, I'm sure there's a study out there in which I will maybe try to find if I remember about the spinal damage that a wallet could potentially do to you. Like, I'm sure if it's big enough, I've seen some big wallets before in my life. Like, that can't be good to sit on. Like, and also, what are you trying to prove with this big wallet? Who cares? I mean, like, do you have something in your wallet that you're like, I'm super proud that I have this? Like, who gives a shit? Like,
Yeah, it might be like a micro form of hoarding or something. It's
guess
like you never
so.
know when I'm gonna need this stuff. But
yeah, I keep those kind of stuff. Like, I have them in like a stack, like a rubber band stack, like in my car. So if like someone gives me a card, like I'll keep them all in there. I'll have like one centralized location for stuff like that. So if I need it, I can just go out to my car or like go in a drawer in my desk or something. Like that seems to be a smarter aspect of that.
yeah.
I don't know. Well, anything closing wise?
No.
You want wallet wise?
There are those dumb things you can attach to keys and stuff and call and it'll make a noise. But
Yeah.
That just seems obnoxious.
That seems real dumb and seems like it'll do more harm than good at some point.
Especially like, can you imagine someone with a pair of glasses that has one of those stupid dongles on it? I would find that person's number for his dongle. Or
and just
call
screw with him
all
on
the time.
purpose.
Yeah.
I will say I was listening to a podcast the other day and they actually brought up because it was an ad for one of those things. And they're talking about how maybe one day it might be a good idea if they have like a small microchip, like just in like the side of it. That might be good. But it's also, I never lose my glasses. I need them to see. Otherwise, like they're right by me at all times.
You can't see. How can you find them anyway?
That's true. I'm guessing that's more for older people when they have like reading glasses and stuff. But like, I know where my glasses are at all times because they're normally on my head. But if I'm putting them down, they're normally in the sink when I'm going to the bath, like when I'm taking a shower or like something like that. Do you want to do a
It's so far away.
happy ending? You can talk for like a second. And
I know.
can.
Well, I don't know how to fill dead air.
You can
Look at
fill
this.
dead
I'm
air.
already panicking. I can't think of a single thing to talk about. Oh, it's the worst. No one wants to hear me. Oh, this is bad.
You're on a podcast. I'm hoping that someone wants to hear you.
Yeah.
All right. Happy ending.
Let's see here. I am opening the bag.
We're almost out of these. James, I know you
says-
listen. You can send us more now.
It says stepping in a puddle, but it definitely looks like pupple.
A puddle.
Yeah.
Okay, so how could stepping in a
I
puddle?
got myself some awesome new waterproof boots, and I say new, but we did a while ago.
Yeah.
But it's just like you step in that puddle, your foot stays dry, and you're like, hell yeah, these boots were a good purchase.
Hell
Bam.
yeah.
It prevents buyer's remorse on boots.
I would almost say that like it's the final straw for getting a new pair of shoes. Where then you turn into be like, well, these are waterlogged. I guess I gotta throw them away and buy those new pair of shoes that I wanted. Or maybe I don't know. I'm just
They stay wet forever.
yeah, that's
They're
it.
wet
There's
once.
like,
They're now permanently
you
wet.
You know how shoes are. Once they get a little bit of water on them, they're donezo. Like there's nothing more you need there. Well, I'm gonna do one then too because we don't normally get to play this format. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of excited in a way. Oh no, Dad. Alzheimer's.
Okay, I guess I would say research into it helps us better understand the human brain.
This is true. The really crappy joke side is that you can wrap your own gifts every year and you won't remember them, but that's a really shitty joke that I've heard in my life a couple times.
What's the joke? I see the punchline in there,
It's
but
not.
what's
It's
the
just,
delivery?
Like the delivery is just like, you know what they say about all, like if you get Alzheimer's, you can wrap your own presents every year and you'll never know what it is. Or like someone can tell you the same joke and you never remember it. It's like real easy bad dad joke humor.
Receiving presents is awesome though.
It is, and you can buy what you need, and then, but also it doesn't make sense logistically because then like how would you know what you're buying for? You're just gonna buy yourself something, and how would you remember to wrap
Wonder
it?
if you could, all right, going back to Amazon, like write an algorithm that just like takes $1 out of your account a day.
Okay.
And then just to have a bunch of stuff that you would like, and it just like slowly builds up until it has enough money to just randomly purchase one and get it gift wrapped and delivered to your door.
Ooh, this sounds like a really good bot idea. Can you write?
Yeah.
Can you code that for us?
I don't know how to code.
I don't either. That's fine. Someone knows how to code and wants to make a wish list random bot for us, and then buy everything on our wish list. that would be ideal. James, what are you digging this week?
Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter World. Is that only on the PlayStation?
It's on the PlayStation and the Xbone.
Okay.
It's gonna come to the computers in August, but I just didn't.
That's
wanna
way
wait.
too
I
long.
know.
I forgot to mention that Ashley and I started watching Devilman Crybaby per your
Dude,
suggestion.
yeah, I love that show.
I still don't know how I feel about it. It's
Yeah.
real weird. This is the first time that I've sat down and watched an anime.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like legit watched an anime. We don't know what to think about it. I think it's fine. I don't know. I don't know if I'm super digging the art style or not. It reminds me of like
So the way it's drawn isn't, a little. It seems a little slapdash.
Yeah.
The way things look in motion is amazing.
It
Where
is
they
cool.
really spent their money is the animation.
yes.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like Super Jail, and then it reminds me of like the art style reminds me of like a couple different Adult Swim projects.
Yeah.
I think they're called. I think it's Titmouse that does a couple of them that look similar to that. It's fine. I think the story's cool. I think it's interesting.
It just like doubles down on what it is already. So if you're not digging it, I doubt it will.
I
change
don't
your
think
mind.
it's-
Yeah.
I don't think the violence is very funny. I came into it thinking that like this is gratuitous violence. It's supposed to be like kind of a joke.
Oh, it's not humorous at all.
No.
I'm sorry if I sold that as that.
You kind of sold that to it. That might have been my perception of it because
Yeah.
I'm like, people are dying, and I'm like, I don't think this is.
It's not
the
supposed
joke.
to be funny.
I'm like, this
Yeah.
is not a joke at all. Like that's fine. But yeah, if you can stomach a bunch of gratuitous sex and violence, Devilman Crybaby maybe your boy. And they're quick episodes too, which is
yeah.
cool. They're like 22 minutes. How many episodes do you know?
8 or 10. It's
Okay.
not that many.
We're almost done. I think we watched 5 yesterday. So I guess for me, once again, my new music video, I Think I'm Gonna Die, My Girl's Into True Crime. That's out. Take a look at that. I have a show opening up for Flint Flossie and Turquoise Jeep February 18th at the Grog Shop. That is a Sunday night show. Other than that, I think that's about it. Follow me everywhere. I'm Mayor Wertz, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that jazz. Once again, this has been the Plucking Petals podcast with James and Kyle. As always, I am Kyle.
And I am a Twitch IRL stream.
Boom. Thank you. Do you just want to sit in for a moment? He won't know. What's going on? How are you doing?
I'm good.
You are, what's your name?
Release.
You're Elise. It's wonderful. Welcome to the Plucking Petals podcast with James and Kyle. And now Elise, what's going on?
Well, I feel like I should just continue talking about zebra mussels. No. I mean, I've heard a lot of the book. I feel like I could jump in.
Is this like a road trip book you guys are listening to?
No, James just doesn't listen to audiobooks on his headphones. He listens to them on his speaker, on
Nice.
his Bluetooth, or
While you're cooking, making that beef bourguignon.
just like when he walks into the house, I'll be doing stuff and I'll just hear it coming up the stairs. I'm like, oh, James is home.
I do the same thing with podcasts.
Audiobooks. All right. Bye, everyone.